glad we've come to the decision. Because you know what else is
the show.
Hey! Welcome to the TBD Show. We are a podcast.
You get a podcast. You get a podcast. Everybody gets a podcast.
Everybody gets a podcast. We're podcast. We talk about stuff.
Stuff and stuff.
No crazy memes, no crazy jokes to start off today's.
Holy shit! I'm on a movie set memes page on Facebook. And there's this meme that's been going around about this position that doesn't exist in the industry called a sound grip. Somebody put it on like a budget, like we're paying sound grips this much or something like that. And like everybody on that page has been blowing up with it, and it's been fantastic. Some people are just like, "Oh, this is so overrun, like so overdone, and like this meme needs to die or whatever." And it's like, it's a fucking meme page. Like,
it's a meme. It's a meme. You
shut up and enjoy
God,
it,
now,
dude.
the older man.
It's a meme. You dip.
God,
You know that LeVar Ball is the best sound grip in the industry?
Yeah, me too, dude. I don't know. It's so weird working at a bowling alley. I never thought I'd work at a bowling alley where that meme where the guy's like, "Who the hell do you think you are? I am," is like relevant at all ever. So,
nice.
Cool. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. I'm joined by my lovely slew of hosts. Bottom right corner is my boy, Tyler Stone.
Ohayo gozaimasu.
In the
my bit of weed. It's my bit of weed for the night.
That's okay,
Jesus.
great.
Never again.
In the top right corner, we have our boy Gordon.
Hello.
Hello. And bottom left is Ethan.
Ew.
I wore
Cam.
a Marvel shirt, half expecting us to talk about Logan, but Gordon didn't do his homework.
It'll have to wait another week until Gordon has seen it.
You can watch, or you can talk.
Nah, it's fine. We'll wait.
Dude,
I'd rather have a full conversation.
It's like I've never seen a Wolverine movie anyway.
You don't need to.
You don't need to. Yeah.
No, as long as you know who Wolverine is, you're good to go.
Okay.
That's
Because I was
pretty much
talking
it.
to my coworker, and she was telling me that like she was like, "Oh my god, it's so good!" I cried in the middle of it, and I'm like, "Okay."
I almost cried at the end.
And that's like all she told me.
I had like a tear that didn't fall out of
The
my
man
eye.
tears. The man tears that almost were. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Joe and I. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that film's good. You should definitely get out and see it. Like, I've only seen first X-Men. I've seen the first X-Men, and I've seen X-Men Origins. Those are the only two like X-Men films I've ever seen. So
I've seen 1, 3, and Origins. I haven't seen the other two.
Dylan was flaming me on Saturday because I've never seen X2. Apparently, X2 is like the dopest of like the trilogy, like the X-Men movies.
I've seen one of the other Wolverine movies, and that's it.
Did you see the Wolverine?
I
the
saw
one where he's in
the
Japan?
Sequel to the Wolverine, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Well, there was like the
there's X-Men Origins Wolverine. There's the Wolverine, and then there's Logan. Those are the three like Wolverine.
Yeah,
films.
I've seen Logan and I've seen the Wolverine.
Oh, okay.
And that's it. I've
heard the Wolverine was garbage.
I heard is better than Origins, but not
Origins
good.
was pretty hot garbage.
The
Origins
ending is like not that hot, but the rest of the movie is like pretty okay.
Nice.
It's just like a weird like. They made it to make it, I think.
Your country needs you, Logan.
I'm
Canadian.
I heard super interesting stuff about the filming of The Wolverine, where because they were filming in like Tokyo or whatever, because the streets were so full and they couldn't like shut down the streets. Any shot of them just wandering around is literally them just like wandering around because they couldn't get the permits or whatever to close the streets down to film. So.
I feel like
I think that's
acquiring
cool.
something like that for a production would be kind of hard to do outside of the U.S.
Yeah, I mean,
because here it's like people know it's like, all right, sweet, we make movies here all the time, you know.
Yeah, like look at Academy Award-winning film Suicide Squad. It shut down like 3 streets in Toronto while they were filming.
Yeah.
And all of that was, I think that was just the car chase scene. Actually, no. It was the scene with the helicopter that went down. Near the beginning of the film.
That said, the population density of downtown Toronto and the population density of Tokyo are like
polar opposites.
Severely
300
different.
Just a little
times
different.
Yeah. Either
So-
way. So,
I don't think that you would ever get a movie that would be able to
I
shut down
mean,
the street in Tokyo.
I agree.
It's
A Godzilla
massively-
movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even then.
Just get Godzilla to actually come to life, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, what have you boys been up to this week? We'll start with Tyler.
Finishing Zelda.
Finishing Zelda. Tyler finished it, in case
Yeah.
that wasn't obvious with the way he worded it. Good game? Good game out of 10?
Yes, good game out of 10.
Yeah.
Dude.
I knew I was gonna be right about this. I definitely stick by my rating of it.
I'm at a
I see what
9.5.
I had it at a 9.8.
Okay.
I kind of warmed up to the music.
Oh, the music's so good though. What the hell?
Yeah,
It's
it's pretty good.
I think it's hard. So somebody raised a really good point on, I think it was our Zelda, where they were saying like, Breath of the Wild does a really good job of like open world like music, because you don't want like theme songs just blaring as you're like running around. Like, especially with how big the world is, it would be almost a detractor and pull you out of like your immersion more or less.
Yeah.
I know somebody was saying in that thread that like Xenoblade Chronicles X or whatever the hell the Wii U one was did a really good job of like blaring music while you're like running around, but different games.
There was a video that Nintendo put up on their YouTube page where it was Al Numa and some of the other like I think it's the heads of the departments, like the design and like the music department and character, like the different departments of the devs for the game.
Yeah.
They were just answering simple questions.
That's cool. I know they put up that that like making of Breath of the Wild like
that's what it is.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
I know it's like a 3-part series or whatever.
Yeah. I watched the last episode that came out. I think today.
I haven't watched it.
It's either today or like last night. But
Cool.
they the guy that composed, he was like, yeah, I thought we did a really good job of having like the lower tones, like whenever you're just like walking around in the fields,
Yeah.
and then having like the big blaring tones whenever there's a boss fight. And
Yeah.
I was like,
I think they really did. They
Yeah.
did. The sound design of the game was really good. So cool.
Yeah.
So you finished Zelda before we just devolve into that.
yeah, that's what I was trying to get the talking about it out of the way. I didn't talk about it a whole lot with you, not as much as I wanted to.
That's
but
okay.
We were
We'll
focused on other stuff.
finally.
But yeah,
Anything else?
I think that was about it. I'm hoping she's watching the show now, but I got Angela's birthday gifts.
Hey.
2 of which were from GameStop.
Hmm.
They're good games. So
600 Funko Pops is what he bought.
dude,
Oh,
Every
I
Funko
would-
Pop in the store.
The
I think
triggering.
I feel like she would leave me if I did that.
Dude, Funko
The
Pops
actual
Funko Pops are
triggering.
actually the ugliest like figures. Like I can't
like
stand
Funko
them. I
Pops.
can't stand them.
I
They
think
like
they're
they don't
adorable.
have faces.
My girlfriend has one of I think it's Jason from
From like the horror
From
films.
Nightmare
films,
on
yeah.
Elm Street, yeah.
from Nightmare on
Yeah,
Elm Street.
Jason from A Nightmare on Elm
Not
Street.
Jason. That's fucking.
That's
oh,
Freddy.
Yeah,
man.
Jason Kruger. That's it.
Jason Kruger, yeah.
Woo,
It's,
dude.
It's Freddy,
Jason
my friend.
Kruger
Let
from
me
the
tell you.
Halloween series.
Yeah.
I did not get enough sleep this week.
Jason from the Alien films. Am I right?
Yeah.
Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Friday night, I stayed up till like fucking 4 in the morning playing Zelda.
Oh, Gordon.
Dude, if there's a meme there, I'll spot it.
Oh, I'm glad you do.
Good job, dude.
Did you play any Horizon Zero Dawn this week or not?
I finished Zelda yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
like middle of the day yesterday, and I
Mhm.
didn't have work, so I was just like,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
I'll finish Zelda, and then I finished it at like 3 o'clock. I want to say.
And you didn't want to do anything else after that?
I was just like, man, I don't know what to do with myself
Yeah.
now. I was like, I really should play Horizon Zero Dawn, but Angela wanted to play Song of the Deep, so I was just like,
I feel
you do
like
that.
I feel like
You do
there's some games where you play, and I'm sure
I'm so drained, dude.
I'm sure there's games that you guys have all had where like you finish the game and you just kind of sit there because you don't.
It's like
You don't want
the feeling I can akin it to is
finishing a good book.
is like people that binge watch Netflix series and then they're just like, I don't know what to do with myself anymore.
That's me. So like I
that's how I
finished
feel.
I finished watching Legend of Galactic Heroes like 2 weeks after my winter break.
That's the show that's kind of like Gundam, but on a galactic scale.
It's
like,
Gundam
right?
without mechs. I equate it more
Yeah,
like it's like
yeah.
Gundam meets it's almost like a Game of Thrones esque like kind of thing.
That showed up on a Watch Mojo list, and
It
I
is-
don't think I
it
don't
is-
think I had ever heard of it before, but like the brief description of it
Dude.
that they gave, I was like, this is Gundam. This is just
Dude.
this is just Gundam.
I will like rave about that show. Like that's a must watch show if you guys are into like large scale like battles and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, that show was 110 episodes plus like 2 movies. Yeah, it was 110 episodes
Alright,
plus 2 movies. Plus there's a set of okay, here's the funny thing. It's not even a show. It's a set of OVAs. It's 110 OVAs because it never aired on TV. And then there's a second set of OVAs that are all prequel episodes that I haven't watched. So, like I had finished it. I had binged through it in like a month, and by the time I was done, I was like, wow, like what do I do now? Because like I've just dedicated a month of my life to watching these characters, and now it's just done. And I feel like that's the same like with some games. I didn't have that feeling with Breath of the Wild. I think I got my closure out of that game and I could move on.
Me too. I felt like it wrapped itself up pretty well.
Yeah.
Even if the second stage of the final boss was kind of anti.
I thought the ending was kind of weak, but it's my own. It's my opinion.
Yeah. I did kind of man tier the end when it's the shot from below of Hyrule Castle, and then the king and then the 4 champions are up there, and then they just disappear.
Yeah, it was nice.
Into the wind. I was like, ah!
Cool.
But yeah, I felt super lethargic after finishing that game, and I was just like, I guess I'll read some comics and not do anything else the rest of the day. I did some of my homework.
Nice. That's what I like to hear.
Photography homework.
That's a good student right there.
Yeah.
Cool. Gordon, what do you do this week, pal?
Oh,
I seen you've been playing some Overwatch, my friend.
that's
Like
pretty
more
cool.
Overwatch than you should be playing in a week.
No. Okay, let me see. We're about to fucking take this league. Okay. All right.
Are you actually?
I want to be playing. Yeah, we were about to be in the semis, but we had our first loss. But everybody else, like, we just kind of fucked up on our match. We're still favored to win the league, but we're in losers brackets right now. But everything else should be farm. So
Make a run back, dude.
Go get it.
that's
dude.
why I've been playing so much, because that loss like pissed me off so fucking
okay.
bad.
That's why you've been fucking AFK for 8 years.
Yeah. I was in his
Little
chat.
bit.
I was in his chat just like
Oh yeah, that was like 2 nights ago.
yeah.
I
Huh?
think I was playing on my main on that one. That was when I hit like 4.1k around there.
Yeah, you were playing like I don't know, you were getting tilted, that's all.
People are fucking dumb. That's all I have to say, really.
Yeah.
I was watching more of the Power Rangers stream on Twitch. The copy pastas in that chat are amazing. Like,
Yeah.
they just take crypt copy pastas and then just put them into
Oh,
Twitch or into
yeah,
Power
dude.
Rangers.
Yes.
Like, every time the villain will grow, it'll be like, Resident Sleeper, time to use grow again. Like, I haven't grown in a while, Resident Sleeper. Growing isn't even very good here, but I guess. And then, like, every time they have, like, a new Megazord or anything, they'll just spam, like, Mom, new toy, baby rage. Dude,
I love
it was
copy
so
pastas
good.
so much.
Like, it was so good to the point where, like, me and my friend went to go and see the actual movie, and then we're just, like, fucking yelling copy pastas to each other when, like, all the fucking shit's going on. We're like, holy fucking pog
Wait,
champ.
who was the director for that movie?
Oh, fucking
Yeah.
I know.
Which film? I'm sorry.
Power
Rangers.
Rangers.
Oh,
I think it
don't
might have been
fucking know.
Michael Bay.
I don't think it was.
I don't know. There were a lot of explosions for it to not be.
All I know is a lot of girth 569 in chat just wants to know how tall Ethan is because he's slouching so far down. All we can see is your nose and your eyes.
Yeah, I'm 6 feet tall.
Shorter than me.
And
a little more centered on the appear end, so.
He also says,
Jesus.
Topener, wash yo head. But he also says, Groden, you an ugly mug. So he hasn't insulted me
He's
yet.
flaming
Not the last
everybody.
time, not
Shit,
the
dude.
first time.
First of all,
Now I gotta flame you, boy.
bruh,
Bruh.
my hair is fucking washed. It's just poofy as shit. Thank you very much.
I
Genetics are a bitch.
finished Night in the Woods.
Oh, did you now?
That game was good.
Yeah?
The ending kind of came up like way too fast. Like they got into the actual like mystery and the story of what they wanted to get to, and then it kind of just like all ended in like 2 scenes. So I mean, overall I enjoyed it, but it ended way too quickly. I enjoyed my time with that game. It was pretty short. It was only like 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
But I had a good time. The characters were interesting. It just ended way too quickly for me because I enjoyed it a lot.
Cool. Anything else?
The movie, all that stuff.
What would you rate Power Rangers?
Fucking probably like, I don't know, because the story was weird. You can tell that they're just setting up for another one.
It's got like a 44 on Metacritic.
They don't like get their they don't actually use their powers until like the last half hour of the movie. Because
I know.
Like, more of an origin thing.
I know. It looks goofy, and I think
it looks super Michael Bay-ish.
But it looks really cheesy
Michael Bay-ish.
in the fact that like they're trying to stay true to like
how cheesy Power Rangers is. Yeah. The director's name is Dean Israelite.
Oh, Israelite. Wow, damn.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a... Huh. Okay.
It's pretty,
Cool. Is that all you did this week, Gordon?
Yeah, that's it for me.
Cool. Ethan, what,
Alright.
do this
So I've been
week?
dying over the past week, actually, because I've been pretty sick, but I haven't really had a chance to do much outside of school, to be 100% honest. Played a little bit of League of Legends, just hit the solo queue grind. That's about it. I mean,
You know,
I've been loaded down with like a huge group project, so
I'm about to say something that you boys will be surprised by, because I haven't played League, like, properly in close to, like, 3 months now. I'm looking to grind that ranked.
Solo queue life.
I'm looking to grind that ranked to see if I can get to...
I started that on Monday. Now that I think about it.
Don't do it to yourself, dude.
That's okay.
We're gonna take some
Yeah,
questions from the chat here.
it's been doing
Real
beautifully, so.
real quick. A lot of girth asks Tobener, you been experiencing that punani question mark?
No.
Damn, dude. Chocolate Lamps says Groden look like a honey bun.
My man! Sweet as fuck!
Chocolate Lamps also wants you to smile, Tyler. I don't know where they're coming from with that, but he also says I have a long face, but I already knew that, so keep the flame coming, boys. You ain't phasing us. So you've been doing what's this group project you've been working on?
It's for my digital history course.
Okay.
It's just this big old research project, basically, that involves creating a website and pairing up with a games programming class, who are going to make some interactives for us to use on the website. It's a big hassle. We've got our rough draft for the website due on the Wednesday, so we're like in crunch time now, and it's just a lot to go on with my other courses. So
I feel you.
But that's like the big thing for that class for the semester. So once I get that out of the way, I don't have to worry about much.
Cool. Did you do anything else this week, or is that it?
That's quite literally it.
Nice. Well, as for myself,
Man looks like a fucking honey bun. Holy shit.
How does it feel?
Groden, you need some sun. You basically transparent.
That's what happens when you do your podcast.
Woo!
Damn, dude, I'm in it. Let's go. As for myself, this week's been I've been busy with school for the past couple of weeks. I have.
Dude, tell me about it.
I have like 4 weeks of school left, I think, including this week. So, I have a lot of stuff that's due next week. I have a hero prop, which is just our like focal point prop, due next week. So, I've been working on that. I was working on that earlier today. I'm making a mausoleum, if you guys are interested in hearing about that. Yeah, I put a picture in our chat earlier. So I've been doing that.
You fucking serious, dude.
Dark Souls 3 has its final DLC releasing tonight in North America. It is already released anywhere that's already past midnight. I think the release date was midnight for each region. So the Ringed City releases tonight at midnight. So I've been grinding through playing Dark Souls 3 because I want to play through the DLC.
Yeah, didn't that like just come out?
Yeah, it's releasing today. Some regions already have it. I know places in Europe already have it because, like I said, it gets released at midnight, whatever your region is. So
okay, so I got an update for you.
Yeah, the update is out. The DLC has not been activated in certain parts of North America though. So I've been doing that. I haven't really played a whole hell of a lot of anything else. I've been working my way through Shovel Knight because I got that on my Switch. So,
dude, that's super want to play.
Nice.
Yeah. The Final Fantasy.
That comes with the
the Treasure Trove edition. Yeah, it comes with all the DLC.
With the Plague Doctor.
Plague
DLC.
and Spectre Knight. Because that got released as well. Yeah, and it gets free updates for the other two DLC packs that are coming out. So
I heard Austin
loves Shovel Knight, dude. Like,
yeah.
if there's anybody who loves Shovel Knight, it's him.
Yeah, I heard he was really excited about the Plague Doctor DLC.
Yeah, he. I think
basically a different way to play the game.
Yeah, when it came out, I think he like binged just playing it the whole day. The Final Fantasy 15 update that fixes the Chapter 13 issues comes out and is already out, I think, as well as the Gladio DLC. Which gets released tomorrow, I believe. So if people are interested in still playing Final Fantasy 15, it just got patched, so you're free to do that.
Anything else? Like actually adding content, or like what is it doing?
So this patch includes you can purchase the episode Gladio, which is like a standalone like expansion DLC thing where you get to play through as Gladio because he disappears partway through the game and comes back. So you're playing through what he did when he went away. And the actual update itself includes a bunch of like hot fixes and stuff and gameplay changes to Chapter 13, which a lot of people complained is the worst chapter in the game. So there's that. I don't think I played anything else this week. I thought I was going to do something else, but I don't think I did. I've just been busy with school. This chat's getting really wild, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
insane
really
in the membrane.
Yeah.
Dude, I know a thing or two about school getting insane this week.
Mm-hmm. When are you done, by the way?
My camera professor gave us 2 assignments to do over the weekend. One was our just regular roll of film that we had to shoot. We had to demonstrate what's called the Kuleshov effect, where your first frame is like of a person's face and they've got like a neutral expression, and then second frame is like a thing that they're supposedly looking at, and then third frame is their reaction to whatever was in the second frame. So it's supposed to give like implied story, like, all right, so this dude, it goes from a dude's face to like ice cream to the dude like wide-eyed.
Yeah, okay.
That he's like hungry or whatever, you know.
He's excited for that cream, my dude.
Yeah. But so we had to demonstrate some of that with our roll of film this week. But we also have an assignment where we have to compare and contrast film stocks. So like different companies produce film that does different things. Like even if it's like, all right, let's take Ilford or Kodak black and white film at the same sensitivity and look at how the way the company makes their film varies with the same kind of image. Like one will be great, like one will have more film noise, which is basically like you could see where the crystals are in the film that are light sensitive. So basically we're just comparing different kinds of film stocks so that we can be like, all right, we would use this kind for this specific scenario because it gives this kind of look, you know. So yeah, it's basically a research project that we've been given to do over the weekend, and it's due on Thursday.
Nice. When do you finish for the year?
About the same time as you do, I think.
End of April.
Actually, I think we go within like the first or second week of May.
Okay.
So not too much longer after you.
Cool. Nice. Okay. Cool.
Which means when you come down, you may or may not be going to class with me.
I mean,
on the Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
I don't think so, pal.
I mean, we
will find our own things to do.
Okay.
Anything but class.
Yeah, anything
Jesus.
but going back to school, dude. I am done for the year when I come down. I'm not going back to school. Dude. Come on. Cool.
Jesus.
Awesome. Well, let's move on then. There's some interesting shit that's been going on in the world. But Tyler wants to talk about some other stuff first, so let's do that.
Okay, you're just gonna throw me under the bus like that, dude. I like it. Sick.
Oh shit. Photoshop is opening, so you're gonna see that in a sec. Just let me close that by accident.
Sick, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, accidentally opening Photoshop again.
It's gonna take up the whole screen. Okay, there we are. Okay, we're good. We're back at it. They're making more. They're making more accounts so that we can so they can flame us. That's cool. I'm down with that. I'm impressed by their tenacity, actually.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I don't know how Gordon's feeling about this because he seems to be the target.
I don't care. This is like
Gordon's used to it after being Gordon's
Gordon.
It's not the first time.
That's a great Twitch name.
Gordon, you real fucking got after for being a school shooter, so it's fine. You're used to this.
Yeah, no, like this is you gotta try a little bit harder, dude.
Damn, dude.
I do have a badge. Thanks for noticing, dude.
Y'all need Jesus. Ghost in the Shell is coming out this week.
Ghost in the Shell is coming out this week.
So, question.
Yes, good. 7.
Well, yeah, okay. First of all, shut up. Second of all, whitewashing, yes or no?
No.
The fuck?
Big no. Okay, so here's the thing. The biggest issue that was going on when this movie was first announced is because of Scarlett Johansson's casting. And
no.
everybody was saying, like, oh my god, why is Hollywood whitewashing more, like, Asian cinema, etc., etc. And the biggest thing, and, like, people who are, who are upset about this have been asked, like, hey, have you actually, like, read or watched Ghost in the Shell? And they'll say no, so they have no, like, they have no point of reference.
Yeah, so they're just like, man, it's supposed to be set in Tokyo, she's supposed to be Japanese, bah.
Dylan and I talked about this on,
What is it? Yeah, what does Dylan think?
we talked about this on Saturday, and he made a really good point, because he pulled up a quote from Oshii, who is the director of the first 2 films. And even Masamune Shirow, who created the series, and Shirow straight up said, this isn't how I draw Asian people. The Major was never meant to be Asian. And most of the characters that he's drawn in the manga itself aren't drawn the way he'd be drawing an Asian person. So I think the whole thing that the Major is a cyborg and can literally be anybody, completely nullifies the point of whitewashing. If you look at the cast, there's 3 white people in the main cast. Everybody else is Asian or some other ethnicity. So That is my that's my opinion on it.
What about you, Ethan?
I mean, I definitely don't think it's whitewashing because I also know, like, from the source material, she's a cyborg, she's racially ambiguous, like, all of that stuff. I mean, I can see, like, why cast Scarlett Johansson when you could cast someone else. But I don't think I wouldn't consider it whitewashing.
I think she's been she's been
What if people care
typecast
about
into
this?
that role anyway, so
Yeah, and Scarlett Johansson does a pretty good job of playing, like, very, intimidating badass that shows very little emotion, and I think that's, like, the perfect fit for the Major.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think it's whitewashing. Could you choose another actress to play the Major? Absolutely.
probably.
But would you have the same issues?
It's the argument that people are like, oh my god, they should have gone with the chick from Pacific Rim, the Japanese chick.
Yeah.
Issue there is she don't speak English.
True.
And this is a Hollywood film, my friends. So
All right, so I will say that that whitewashing is like
it's prevalent.
pretty
It's a
rampant
thing.
problem
Yeah.
in Hollywood.
I don't
but,
think
like,
this movie suffers from it though.
in this instance, it's not really an issue
It's a non-issue.
because again, the Major's not technically
It's
she's
an
supposed
issue-
to be
it's-
ethnically ambiguous.
It's
like,
an issue people want to have with the film that's not actually
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah.
And I think if you have the creator of Ghost in the Shell come out and say, like, hey, no, that's not an issue, then that should be enough to get people to settle down. And the fact that it's not means that people either aren't paying enough attention to it or they're just trying to make something out of nothing.
yeah. Do you have an opinion on this, Gordon?
Not really. I don't know anything about Ghost in the Shell. and
Gordon's too busy.
Gordon's fucking
I don't
tilted.
know
the chat.
anything about
Gordon's,
Ghost in the Shell.
Gordon.
Also, whitewashing. I don't know. It's like it doesn't mean anything to me.
yeah.
As far as like movies goes, who really cares?
Yeah.
Like it's like whatever.
Well, I'll give another example for it.
Doesn't matter to me at least.
The Great Wall. Or whatever.
Okay, but we don't talk. We
Yeah.
just
Movie
don't.
with Matt Damon.
But we just don't talk about that film because it's
No.
bad.
It's like why is Matt Damon in like ancient China?
It doesn't matter if that movie was whitewashed or not. It was gonna be bad regardless.
Oh, speaking of which, I saw a thing.
Like what the fuck? That's just like it's so random as fuck.
Yeah, I saw a thing like a week and a half ago about how the story of The Last Samurai is kind of based on a true story, except the guy wasn't white, he was black, and his name ended up being Yusuke or something like that.
Yeah, I've seen something like that. I don't
and
know
think-
if the movie itself was based off that, but I've heard that story.
Yeah, which I just thought it was interesting because it was like, what if that's true? Well, I mean, like, what if it was based off of that and Hollywood like did straight up whitewash
Yeah, that'd be one
a,
thing.
a historical role? Like, it just seems weird. I don't know why Hollywood has this stigma against like
Keep the
Cast-
white man
cast-
down.
keeping the white man down, like casting people of color. Like, come on,
Yeah.
I guess, like,
white people aren't the only good actors.
the only reason I can think of for Hollywood to ever do, like, whitewashing on such a scale is that they want to make the movies be able to sell, and not just in America, but in other countries as well. And so that means your two primary markets are Europe and the United States,
Yeah.
I wonder-
where the majority of the population is still white. So that would be like, oh, we wanted to sell, we wanted to be more relatable, but at the same time, you miss out on such a large market from other ethnicities as well that it's like,
Yeah.
there's no reason to whitewash anymore.
Yeah.
You're gonna sell more. In fact, I think the more movies you make, especially nowadays, the less people are gonna care whether there's a minority in the main role or in the majority of the roles in the movie.
Yeah.
So
I wanna flip the question then on you, Tyler. What do you think of films like Attack on Titan and the Fullmetal Alchemist movie coming out being cast completely Asian when all those
Their roles
characters
are essentially, yeah.
characters are supposed to be Eastern European,
Um.
especially Fullmetal Alchemist specifically.
Well,
They literally have a Fuhrer.
I think the thing there is that it's being produced. Both of those are being produced in Japan.
Okay.
And Japan isn't nearly as they're like nowhere close to as ethnically diverse as the U.S. is.
Isn't Japan like super xenophobic as well?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So
Like as a culture, they're
Yeah.
probably one of the most xenophobic cultures in the world.
okay. I can get it from that standpoint.
So I feel like Asian washing, as I want to call it, which is totally not a thing.
Call it yellow washing, dude. Easy.
Shut
That
up.
sounds even worse.
That sounds way worse.
What the
But yeah, like casting an all Japanese cast for something like Attack on Titan or Full Metal Alchemist, like that's per the parameters of where the movie's being produced. Whereas I feel like Hollywood just has no excuse to whitewash when the U.S. is literally like one of the most ethnically diverse places in the world.
Love all of our Asian fans, by the way.
Yeah.
Just a heads up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So either way, Ghost in the Shell comes out
Friday.
Yeah. And
Shit, I wanted to talk about something else.
so here's
because like is it based off a game or anything?
so Ghost in the
It's
Shell.
based off the show.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell
Slash
is
movie.
It was a
Ghost,
show.
Ghost in the
Oh,
Shell.
and it wasn't an anime.
Ghost in the Shell is
Yeah.
a manga. So it when it was first released, the like director, like lead or whatever from Production IG, made the film Ghost in the Shell, which came out in like 90 something, like 95.
The camouflage.
Which was like, is a really good film. It holds up really well. There's some things that are wrong with it, but it holds up pretty well.
The movie came out in the 80s, didn't it?
No, in the 90s. The manga was written from 89 to 90 though. And there's a lot of that. There's a lot of things that this live action movie looks like it's just straight up borrowing from the original film, which is fine.
I've heard that it's supposed to be like
It's like a merger of like all of
the show and the movie.
Yeah. So like the main antagonist from the original film is called the Puppet Master, who's this like AI that can like jump between bodies and whatnot, and he's causing all these problems, whatever. And in the film or in the television show, the two seasons have two different antagonists. The first season has the Laughing Man, and the second season has this guy named Kuze. And the antagonist for the live action film is named Kuze, but he's an amalgamation of all three of the antagonists across the series.
Okay.
So he was originally labeled as the Laughing Man when it was being produced.
That really piques my interest in this movie now. Like I've been
borrowed,
back and forth on whether or not I want to go see it.
It's borrowed straight scenes from the original film, which is fine.
Yeah,
I think that's fine. That film is very, it's a very well shot film, which is strange to say considering it was animated, but it was really well composition wise. If you like Blade Runner, I'd say you'd like Ghost in the Shell because it is very heavily influenced by Blade Runner.
The first film came out in 95.
Hey.
Yeah.
Birthday. So yeah, you know what? I think it's gonna be the best anime film. Like I think it's gonna be the best live action anime film. I don't think it's gonna do bad. I don't think it'll do great, but I think it'll do. I think it'll be an average film, like across the board. So that's my opinion on it.
I agree. I really want
do you like sci-fi stuff, Gordon?
Generally, I just don't watch a lot of movies. I was honestly surprised because I'd heard the name a lot, but I couldn't remember where. So when you said
I'd say what you should, if you wanna see if you're gonna like the film itself, you should watch the original, because it's gonna give you all the same tones.
Because how many episodes is it? It's like what, like 225 episodes?
It's a 50 episode series. Yeah.
Do you
That's a lot of episodes.
The show is amazing though. It is hands down one of the best.
I read manga sometimes. I read all of Nisekoi, and then I wanted to.
Well, I mean, just like in general. Like, is it just manga that you read, or is it
not really. I mostly just play video games.
Okay. Have you did you ever have to read 1984 in high school?
Yeah, I read that in high school. Actually.
when we went over like dystopian stuff in high school, Ghost in the Shell came up because it is the original film
right.
is dystopian. It's like it's the whole like what how far can you go in
How far-
becoming a
yeah,
machine
how far
before you stop being human?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
The whole term "ghost in the shell" is really interesting because their ghost is just their memories and it's their
consciousness.
consciousness.
Yeah, I get it.
Because the whole thing with the Major is she's completely artificial. There's no part of her that's real. And all the characters in the series have these things called cyber brains, where they take everything from their real brain and just transfer its consciousness into this.
Dude, it's just like Get Out.
Shush. So it's really interesting to it's a very philosophical show. It is a very like.
Well, the movie is yeah.
I would say the movie more so.
Oh no,
Than the show, yeah.
the second gig is
The
like,
show is pretty philosophical, but I feel like it focuses more on being like a crime solving thing.
Well,
Because I mean, Section 9
not
is like
even
a
close.
special. Well,
The
I mean,
thing
not
with second
entirely.
gig, the only reason I would say it's not as philosophical as the movie is because of the pacing.
I think that
with
it's
the
just
pacing
it's
of
the
second
fact
gig, it makes it less philosophical.
it's the fact that it's broken up into different episodes. Like I can get where you're coming from, but the whole premise of the show is philosophy. Like that's the whole
Well,
point
yeah,
of the
no.
show. So
I agree, but I still don't think that second gig is as philosophical as the original movie.
all right, well, we'll agree to disagree. Yeah, so it's a good show. I it's in my top 5. It's like number 3, I think. So definitely give it a watch if you're hankering for something new to watch because it's
Probably will.
it's really good. I think Riley's still working his way through, but
I have like so much anime I need to watch though.
dude,
Like, I just
don't
finished
even
Konosuba.
I have. You don't want to look at my list. That's all I'm saying.
I'm too lazy for watching anything.
I'm
Like,
rewatching
I
Fate.
finished
I'm
Konosuba season
rewatching Fate Zero. So
I haven't even seen that show.
it's really good.
Just
too.
save
haven't
yourself and
seen-
don't watch anime.
I mean, Ethan's
Probably.
Ethan's
Yes.
right. Ethan
Get
is
out.
right.
That's Get out
Probably
now.
what I should do.
Get out now, dude.
Save yourself.
Save yourself.
I'm like such an anime poser. It's not even funny.
Cool. Ghost in the Shell, ladies and gentlemen. Coming Friday.
This Friday.
So let's talk about the topics this week. I have 2 that I want to go over. Let's talk about Starcraft first, just because I don't think we're gonna have too much to say. But
I've never played Starcraft, so no.
So I think it was either yesterday or the day before, but Starcraft remastered got announced, and I believe it's Brood War. I'll just fact check that. I just put Starfact instead of Starcraft.
We require more minerals.
Starcraft Remastered or unveiled. Original SD versions become free as in beer. I'm just gonna read this post off of this website here. Long rumored Starcraft remaster for the computers was finally unveiled on Saturday by Blizzard Entertainment, set to launch in the summer of 2017. No pricing info was announced, but Blizzard has confirmed quite a few other details with the 4K friendly release. For one, it will be preceded by a patch to the 19-year-old Starcraft Brood War client, and this new 1.18a client will reportedly not change the mechanics of the game. Other tweaks. Better compatibility with newer versions of Windows. The new patch will include 2 more important updates: the ability to connect to play against owners of the upcoming remastered version, as well as change to a wholly free product. So Brood War is going free.
Okay.
And it getting... It isn't the remaster, though. The remaster is something else that will be coming out. Once the patch goes live, the original StarCraft anthology will be free to download and play in both single-player and multiplayer. So, if you guys are interested in playing the original StarCraft, it will be going free whenever this comes out. So,
It's free. Oh, nice.
yeah. I've never played StarCraft. I'm not a huge RTS guy, but after playing so much of Age of Empire 2 with Joe and them, I'm interested, to say the least. What are you guys' thoughts on this? This game's like 19 years old or some shit.
I'm kind of questioning why you would remaster Brood War. I get that there's a nostalgia sort of aspect to it. And I'm sure that people are going to get it. I don't think that's any doubt. I think people are going to be like, oh, Brood War, I used to play that a ton when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
But
I've never played StarCraft, so
apparently
I might
Brood
look
War
into it.
is like way harder than StarCraft 2. That's what I've heard. So
so I think that trying to revive a 20-year game by giving it an HD remaster, and from what it seems like, not really adding anything. The mechanics are still the same from what you said. Other than like a new client, and you can play the old version for free, and it's not standard def anymore. It just seems like a gimmick in my opinion.
Okay.
That said, I'm sure the very few StarCraft faithful that are still around will get it, and they'll have fun playing it. I'm sure, but
I might try it just.
I'm gonna download it.
Like it.
Yeah, if it's free, I'll probably.
The original
it.
StarCraft Brood War was an expansion, by the way, for the original StarCraft, just so everybody knows, and it was released in 1998. StarCraft, just the base StarCraft, was also released in 1998. Brood War came out in November, and the original StarCraft came out in March of that year. So I didn't realize. Wow. So original StarCraft was on the N64.
Huh.
What?
Huh. Yeah. June 13th, 2000 was when StarCraft was released on the N64. That's interesting.
Very
Huh.
interesting.
Well,
I thought it was always a PC game.
PC and Mac is what it is labeled as. So I'm super excited because I've never played any of the StarCraft games, and I think RTS games are really interesting.
They're interesting.
They're really interesting. I'm not good at them because I don't have like the macro or micro or any of it to play them like at a semi decent level, and I don't have the time to like teach myself how to do all that. But I am interested in seeing this because I know Joe really likes RTSs, and he'd be super down to play with us if we end up downloading it. So I think that'll be a fun thing to do. Ethan just left. I think he's piecing out. So let me just fix the podcast thing here. Okay, we're good. Everything's set up.
Where'd our boy go?
He is. Ethan's not feeling well, so he's gonna peace out.
Dude.
We've it's fine. I fixed the thing anyway.
I remember seeing Day 9 stream Legacy of the Void when it
He was a
Is that
StarCraft
a-
streamer.
he was a really big StarCraft guy.
Legacy of the Void was StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and it looked pretty fun. I was like,
Yeah.
this looks alright.
RTS games are like an acquired taste, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
It's like
Regardless.
if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Like I played what's it called? I got the starter edition for StarCraft 2 like way back in the day, and I remember just fucking around on custom games.
I know,
That was always fun.
I think base StarCraft 2 is free up to a certain extent, like multiplayer.
Yeah,
I know
you can't do like the ranked and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
know the single player is completely free, just base StarCraft 2.
Oh really?
I think so. I would.
Didn't know.
I like how on this StarCraft Wikipedia page, it's got a section called Reception and Cultural Impact, and it says nothing about basically being the basis of what the Warcraft 3 mod was based off of, which eventually led to the creation of Dota, and then subsequently League, and the whole like esports phenomenon that came out of both of those. I mean, StarCraft in and of itself was like in a way the genesis of esports. Like
It was like the first one to be taken seriously.
yeah, competitive StarCraft was like the straight up beginning of like competitive gaming.
I know.
Yeah.
Loam Soil says in our chat,
Just
StarCraft
like
64 was infamously bad. So
Oh, okay.
I guess that's why I never heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
There's a post on Kotaku that was posted in 2015 that says, "Quick poll: did any of you know that there's a free version of StarCraft 2 and that it lets you play any of the game's 3 races in any non-ranked multiplayer match? Blizzard does not do a very good job of advertising that fact, and the poorly titled StarCraft 2 Starter Edition can be very confusing."
because Blizzard is bad about advertising the fact that anything that they provide might, in some way,
Be free.
Be free.
Yeah,
Be
they want
free,
you to pay
yeah.
there. They want you to pay.
They really like money.
They do. Like
I think the only thing that they have ever advertised as free was Hearthstone going free, and then being like, whenever an
Probably.
expansion comes out, it's like pre-order the expansion, but the game is free. Download it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you're kind of fucked if you don't even have those cards anyway. So it's like,
That's why I don't play Cards Done, dude.
That's why I don't play card games in general.
Yeah.
Card games, are
Um,
expensive.
Cool. Well, that should wrap up our StarCraft talk then.
That's what we should talk about next week. Is card games.
Oh, God.
I'm
man.
okay. I'm okay with talking about them. I won't have much to say.
Yeah, there's not much to say.
I'll be like, hey, Yu-Gi-Oh is a pretty good show. So
And I'll
I'm
be
gonna,
like,
I'm gonna
the game is pretty fun too.
I'm gonna let you know
I
now.
played the Pokemon trading card game from the Game Boy.
Tyler's gonna be excited to hear this. I'm done rewatching Fate Zero. I'm gonna watch the original Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh god, dude.
I'm gonna watch all of
dude!
all of the seasons of the original
God.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yo, the
Dude,
The
you're
original-
not really watching Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're not watching GX. Or
I
whatever
think-
it is.
all right, GX was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was either Battle City or Duelist City.
It's Duelist
the-
City, I think.
It was
The
Duelist.
Whatever the one that ends with
the Kyber tournament
Yeah.
with the Egyptian gods. That one was,
I
was
stopped.
so good.
I
Did you ever read the manga for Yu-Gi-Oh? That shit's
I
like
did.
dark.
Yeah, it's super
Yes.
dark. They
Yeah,
don't.
where,
They
like,
don't.
Tristan,
yeah,
almost
yeah.
dies because a
You-
fucking block almost falls on his head.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
they don't send you to the Shadow
don't
Realm.
know.
You just die and go to hell.
They
Yeah,
actually,
like-
they actually animated
Kaiba's little
those.
brother tries to poison everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a game of like Russian roulette.
I'm gonna. I think the
Like,
last
Jesus.
the last season of the original show is called like Ring of Orichalcos or something.
Oh yeah,
So I'm gonna watch up.
that story arc was pretty good. You should definitely watch all the way up to there.
I'm gonna watch up to the end of like the original Yu-Gi-Oh series. Like I'm gonna stop like before all the
It's gonna be a lot of
all that
episodes.
GX nonsense.
All right, so the
All the
GX
other side
the GX series
spin-offs.
was basically like a straight up continuation, but that didn't center on Yugi, because because of the expansions that they had come out with for the actual card game. They were like, yeah, there's this set of card characters that are, you know, like hella important to this set that we're releasing, and we don't think Yugi would be using them, so let's come out with a new character.
Yeah, Jaden
And
Smith.
they did. Jaden, yeah, Jaden was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, my
to
boy
be honest with
Jaden
you.
Smith.
The show admittedly got a little weird with 5Ds.
Hi, bikes, motorcycles.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Card games on motorcycles.
Woo!
Um,
Jesus Christ.
Yusei was a really cool character though.
I hate all the designs of like 5Ds. Like all
Yeah.
of the designs.
The card designs were really cool though.
Yeah.
Was that like one movie that they had? Did they have like an actual movie with Yugi that was like in theaters? and
Yes.
Yeah,
stuff?
there's
Yes.
a bunch of like Yu-Gi-Oh! music
Yu-Gi-Oh! The
in there.
movie, yeah.
Because like they had because it was like with the 3 god cards.
They
or
had
whatever.
they had cyber blue eyes, like cyber 3-headed blue eyes by Dragon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyway.
I can talk about some Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm gonna
I'm
watch.
down for Yugi.
I'm gonna watch Yu-Gi-Oh! After I finish Fate Zero. So, let's move on to our next topic, which may take us a bit while to get through here. That was in English, by the way, but it's fine.
A bit while.
A bit while. So Gordon and I have heard about this. I don't know if you've been paying attention. I don't think you have, Tyler.
It's basically if you've been on Reddit in the past 10 days.
There's been some shenanigans going on in the League of Legends community, but not specifically like the community as a whole, just the Oceanic region. There's a team called Tainted Minds, and one of the players on that team, or was on that team, I should say. His name is like Xpec Cake. Like I think was his like his tag. He's a North American player. He's from Canada. I think he's from Quebec. We don't talk about Quebec, but that's fine. He went to the OCE because that's like where like people had offered him a job. So whatever. And this team was promised a whole bunch of stuff, like 4K like $4,000 computers, like heating and cooling for the house because it's Australia and it's summer there.
Jesus, disgusting.
Actual gaming chairs, just like basic human needs. And Cake posted on Reddit, probably last week, I think it was.
Yeah, it was like 5 days ago.
Saying like, hey, look, this is what's going on. This is why all the people on this team have left. And this is like what's going on. So Cake and like all of the other teammates opted to leave. Like they wanted to finish their contract and like leave the team, which is in their right to do so. They're allowed to terminate their contract. But Twisted Minds or Tainted Minds, whatever the hell they're called, wouldn't let them. So the players were like, fine, we'll buy out our own contracts, and they wouldn't let them do that either. So technically speaking, they're legally binded by this contract still, so other teams can't like pick them up because it will be considered poaching, even though it's not. And Cake tried to get in contact with Riot OC because that's like their branch. And apparently Riot OC is in bed with this team and hasn't been helping in any way. So not only does this house not have any cooling, they didn't get the computers they were promised. And it doesn't matter if the computers still cost $2,000. It says in their contract they were supposed to get $4,000 computers, so they should be getting $4,000 computers. These computers didn't have enough RAM. I don't know how that's possible. They had a whole bunch of tech issues. They didn't get the gaming chairs. They bought them IKEA chairs.
Their internet was really bad.
Their
too,
internet
was like the biggest part.
Their internet was so bad they had to play in internet cafes. And when the like manager or something was like, "Hey, why aren't you guys practicing today?" Cake was like, "We're not practicing in the cafe anymore." And he's like, "Oh, is there issues at the cafe?" He's like, "No, we don't have internet at home. Like, what are we supposed to do?" So the guy's like, "Oh, well, let's find another internet cafe." And he's like, "No, how about we fix the internet back at the gaming house?" And he's like, "Oh, we'll get on it." And then they like never fixed it. The house was completely and utterly dirty. There's a photo Cake put on his Twitter that was labeled like "first day in the house," and it showed the bottom of his foot, and it was black from just walking around the house. Yeah, so there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on.
They made that house out of kangaroo dung.
Yeah, so Twisted or Tainted Minds put out like their statement, and everybody's like, "Oh, like here's the other side of the story. Doesn't sound so bad. Maybe the players were overreacting." And then another person from the team came forward and like put out more stuff with more evidence, like actual chat logs and stuff that is very damning. And everyone's like, maybe the team's still in the wrong here. So LOL Esports put out that Riot themselves are going to be looking into this. There hasn't been anything posted in the past couple days about this, but it's really bad looking. And I feel really bad for these players.
Yeah, I think they said they were like going to release something like Saturday, like this Saturday.
Oh yeah, so
they said it'd be like a week from whenever they did something. So
I feel like it's taken Riot like a bit too long. Well, maybe not a bit too long.
Everybody's
like,
comparing this to the Renegades thing, where where Monty did nothing anywhere close to this, and even if the stuff he was accused of actually doing, even if he did do it, which even the players were saying, like, Monty didn't do any of this. The team was super safe, blah, blah, blah. He's been completely banned from the league altogether of ever owning a team. And he didn't, like, do anything. And meanwhile, Tainted Minds doing all this, and Riot hasn't done anything about it. So, it's really bad looking. Oshi...
It's mostly because of the regions, because, like, Renegades was in America, so, like, and that's where they're based, so they're gonna have obviously more stuff going on.
OC is really underdeveloped as an esports region just in general.
Yeah, so it's like
I was about to say like everywhere outside of EU, North America, and South Korea, like
even China's up there too.
China's up there too. Yeah.
China's doing pretty good. Even
besides those four, like I mean, Japan's kind of there.
Japan just started, but they already look better than a lot of the other regions.
Yeah. But, like, outside of the four, they're for the most part, the regions are.
Yeah, they're not doing so hot. Like Brazil.
I mean, Brazil's like
they're getting there.
They I feel like they put a team in Worlds every year, but like they don't do anything.
Oh, you didn't watch Worlds last year then?
I mean, I did watch Worlds last year because what was it? Was it Ints or was it?
No. It was the Russian team. It was Albus Nox.
Albus Nox, dude.
Albus
yes.
Nox Luna. Yeah. The
But that's
team
not the
that could
Brazilian
take down Rox Tigers and KT and all that.
I mean, I feel like everyone's gonna have just like a dark horse region, like in the couple years, because before it was the Brazilian team.
Yeah. Well, now you look at all these
kaboom.
the wild card regions. There's so many regions that have wild card teams now,
and they're getting a lot better.
And they're getting a lot better. And even Riot, I think they put out earlier, like a couple months ago, how the format for Worlds is actually going to work this year, and they're letting in a lot more wild card teams just because there's so many regions that are expanding now.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
you can't just exclude all of these regions anymore.
Give Korea its own league so that we can stop watching Koreans win world.
Are you guys ready for Faker to win his 3rd world championship this year?
Jesus, dude. I hope not.
There's still another
as much as I like Faker, like alright. So my feelings on it are...
have played like unstoppable monsters this entire split. They've lost to one team, I think.
Yeah.
And this is in Korea. Like
the unkillable Demon King.
Sure, G2 didn't lose any of their series, but like SKT
They dropped games.
Like they dropped lots of games. SKT lost one series, and this is in Korea. So like
it's already the peak.
It's bad looking. It's bad looking for every other region because I don't know if it's our infrastructure. I don't know what it is, but the gap is not closing.
Faker's basically the LeBron.
He's actually Jesus Christ. I think Jesus was reborn as a little Korean boy who could play League of Legends.
I'm pretty sure Faker's like as big as you.
Faker's only like 20. Like Faker's because Koreans aging is really weird. The year of their birth, they are 0. Their first birthday turns them to 1. So when you're born, you're not 1, you're 0. So us turning 2 is them turning 1. So you have to think of their age as 1 year back. It's really weird.
I'm super confused.
It has to do with their new year as well. Their new year is at a different point.
I think we do it like that.
Yeah, you're saying that as soon as we're born, we're 1 year old.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We don't do
that. Dude, I don't know. I think it has to do with...
That's why everybody gets
like,
triggered
hella
when people say, like,
either way.
My baby is 36 months old and they're, like, 3 years old.
I'm not making up the fact that like, their age is 1 less than ours, even though they're the same age as us. I'm not making that up. Like, that's a thing. I think it has to do with their new year, though. I don't know. Somebody Google it.
I don't know anything about Korea, so...
As you all know, Korean enthusiast right here, guys.
Korean calendar isn't really my forte.
Korean enthusiast.
Yeah.
Extraordinaire. Cameron Cook.
Extraordinaire. Oh.
So,
you're sounding like Monty at this point.
Just call me Monty, suck every Korean dick, Christo.
You said exactly what I was hoping you'd say too.
So
feels good, man.
Feels
my
calculated.
God. What was it? What was it? Was it season 3 or 4 where Doublelift was on the analyst panel?
Oh my God! It was season. No, it was.
And Monty had the fucking conductor's hat.
I think it was 4.
I think
it was season 4. We're in season 7. We're in season 7 now. You have to remember that. So I think it was. It was
the one. It was them versus Royal Club.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Good times.
It was Chinese versus Korean.
Yeah.
Seasons 2 and 3 were like, I feel like we're at the peak of League of Legends as a whole and as like an esport.
Here, I'll look it up.
As far as like how good people are gonna get.
Well, not as how good people are gonna get, but just like interest in it.
So okay,
as a game.
Here's the thing, Gordon.
Because you have like people starting to like lose interest as well.
Yeah.
Like I don't care about it anymore, really.
I think you were right. I think it was season 3 because SKT played Royal Club, and then the following year, Samsung White played Royal Club as well.
Yeah. Because 4 was won by Samsung.
Yeah. Oh,
That had to be 3.
That was a dope Worlds.
I bet Monty has a
good because it wasn't fucking SKT again.
Yeah, that was
like
that was the year they were in the South Korean like World Cup stadium, and they had like
they
they had
were
like
in Seoul.
Imagine Dragons.
Yeah.
And I remember.
That show was pretty lit.
I remember.
Wait, no. Wait, you're talking about season 4?
It was season 4, yeah. I remember staying up.
Yeah.
I remember staying up and going to the basement and being like, "Mom, like I'm staying up late tonight. Me and my friends are watching League of Legends," and she's like, "All right, just go to bed when it's done." And like
we stayed up till like 4 in the morning.
Yeah, we were all like watching League on Skype together. It was a good.
Yeah,
it was
it was
good time.
great.
It was a good time.
That was so good.
I think I was watching that in my dorm room.
Where's Worlds this year? Did they announce that already?
I think
it's in LA.
Yeah, I think it's in the Staples Center.
Wasn't it in LA
I think it's in LA. Was it in LA last year? No, it was. Oh, maybe it was. Yeah, it finished in LA. Huh.
Because I know
Dude,
that
I wish they would do Worlds in Atlanta like one year. That'd be so fantastic.
That'd be insane.
I'm gonna look to see where it is.
I'm surprised it's not in like another non-North American.
It's China. It's China this year.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Worlds 2017 will be.
Is it gonna be in Hong Kong or is it gonna be in?
I'm gonna read it out.
Else?
I'm gonna read it out because this has to do with the teams that we were talking about earlier. So the TLDR is that Worlds 2017 will be held in China. It will be 24 team tournament with all 13 professional League of Legends leagues participating across multiple stages. LMS will now be awarded a 3rd regional seed. LMS is Flash Wolves and teams like that.
Is that China?
No, LMS is.
Or is that Korean?
They're like Taiwan and whatnot.
Okay. It's
LPL is China. Some regions will be able to earn a 2nd seed for Worlds based on MSI 2017 results. The Worlds 2017 tournament format has been expanded to include a play-in stage before group stage, so the whole extra stage. The 3 Korean seeds will not play in the play-in stage and will be auto-seeded into the group stage. So
why? It's becoming a meme now.
The Koreans don't even have to play in this first stage. It's hilarious. So the teams will include Brazil, China, the Commonwealth of Independent States, Europe, Japan, Korea, Latin America North and South, North America, Oceania, Southeast Asia, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau, which is LMS, and Turkey. CIS, the Commonwealth of Independent States, includes like Russia and whatnot. So
nice.
There will be 3 seeds from LMS. Korea will not participate in the play-in. MSI results will impact Worlds. Some regions can earn a 2nd seed from MSI as well. So, holy, this play-in format is wonky. I'm not gonna even bother trying to explain this. I'm gonna put it in.
Apparently, MSI tickets are reserved for non-Brazilians only.
Ooh.
And it's in Sao Paulo or Rio, or it's in Sao Paulo and Rio.
Huh. Where's
that seems hella stupid.
Is that MSI this year? You said.
Yeah.
Okay. Because MSI
is in Brazil. It's in Brazil, but non-Brazilians aren't allowed to buy tickets. At least that's what it's looking like.
That's funny. I think it's like Brazilians will get first access to it though. I'm sure like tickets will go on sale. They have to. Like they have to.
They can't alienate their own country.
Oh, okay. Never mind. There's a limited number of international tickets.
Gotcha.
That are reserved for non-Brazilians only.
Yeah, they can't.
Never mind.
They can't just limit
almost
country.
Welcome to Brazil.
That was a faux pas. I apologize, Riot Games.
Welcome worlds of the teams. Welcome teams of the world. Too bad only Brazilians are allowed to watch.
Yeah, get out of here, kids.
They region block the stream as well, so we can't watch.
So nobody but the Brazilians can watch. Yeah. Cool. It's only in Portuguese.
God no.
I want to get back on this oceanic region thing though. So with the way that things have developed with like how badly this is going, do you think like actual Riot needs to step in? Do you think there needs to be a point where actual Riot steps in and starts purging parts of their Oceanic like branch, where these people are colluding? Is that a word? With the team itself? Do they need to step in? Do they need to remove certain people from their branch?
I'm surprised they haven't already, to be honest. But it seemed like everybody seemed to complain about Oceanic region, from what it seemed.
Yeah, I feel like they should, but if they haven't, since they haven't already, I feel like they might not.
Okay, then let me pose this then. What fail-safes do you think that these players should be given when they're signing a contract then, so stuff like this can't happen? Because obviously there needs to be something now, to make sure that like if the teams aren't providing proper housing, proper like care for their players, they don't deliver on stuff that's in the contract, should there be something like a fail-safe where the player is able to terminate the contract because the contract is not being upheld?
I feel like this goes back to the argument that Reggie had with Riot last season.
Oh yeah.
At the end of last season, when he was like, yeah, if they shouldn't be worrying about, you know, teams.
You should be worrying about the players
being able to like pay salaries for the players, like, because I mean they're going to.
Yeah.
But like, if Riot's primary concern is the players that are professional, like they should. Riot should take care of like salarying players, or like setting certain salaries, and they haven't, or like taking it to the step of like professional, like actual professional sports, where they're like, all right, here's a salary cap, like here's basically like a minimum buy-in or whatever for your roster that you have to meet. Yeah. And like if you don't meet that, like you can't participate in or like you either can't participate, or there's going to be like some kind of fine that you have to pay or something like that, or like some form of punishment if you don't meet that standard. But they haven't set something like that, so it's like,
yeah, I
mean they should probably set something like that, but I don't want to blame Tencent for is it Tencent or Tencent?
Tencent.
The company.
The company that owns Riot, yes.
That owns Riot, yeah. I don't want to straight up be like, yeah, it's their fault that Riot's a shitty company now, but like,
Riot's always had issues though, like even beforehand.
Definitely.
The evidence is there, like they've had a decline in like quality since Tencent acquired Riot of like a stupid low sum.
Yeah.
Like comparatively to the
stupid low, it was like $5 billion or some shit. Like,
well, I mean, like potential net worth
the
of
growth,
the company was gonna be like above and beyond whatever they acquired it for. I don't think it was quite five.
I don't think it was $5 billion either.
I think it was something obscenely less. But I feel like since they, like, even if they should put some kind of failsafe in place for professional players to be like, all right, we're not getting what we need. Can you provide for us to have what we need because we're promoting your brand? Like, but they haven't set something up like that yet in the 7 years of competitive life of League of Legends. So I don't think they will.
Tencent. Go ahead.
And if they don't plan on doing something like that soon, like they're probably not going to in the life of the esport.
So Tencent acquired Riot Games for $400 million.
Yeah, I told you it was like stupid low.
This was a post. This is from 2014, but it says Riot Games earned $624 million the year prior, so 2013. Or the entirety of 2014. I'm not sure which one that... It says last year, and this was posted in October of 2014. So it could mean, like, October 2013 up to that point. Either way. It is poised to break $1 million in microtransaction revenues that year. Riot makes an obscene amount of money from this game. Like a crazy amount of money, because people are dumb and they buy skins. I haven't bought myself a skin for this game in like 4 years, which is a lot. It's been like 2, but
the year after the year after Tencent bought Riot, Riot made 4 times the amount of money that Tencent spent to acquire the company.
They made $1.2 billion that year.
$1.6 billion.
Hoo-wee, dude.
Jesus, fuck.
Christ almighty.
In 2015.
Why can't I make that much money?
Yeah, me too, dude. Wow. Okay, so then.
I mean, it's like this is like the TIP situation that happened like 2 seasons ago with Russian JoJo.
Oh yeah.
I don't know exactly what a lot of this.
I don't think anybody knows the actual like substance to that. Like it was.
People were like mad and they weren't like protecting their players. Yeah. And it's basically just that, but happening in Oceania.
So then here's the thing, like I said.
Right, Oceania is already. Like,
do you think there should be the fail-safe in which, if the contract's not being upheld, should the players be allowed to break their contract? Then should they be allowed to if the contract itself is not being upheld?
The American enemy says
like,
yes.
By the way that the contract, the way that it is, I thought that like that was the way that it was. Like if a part of a contract isn't being upheld, then that contract isn't like.
It should be. It should be null and void. Yeah. It doesn't seem like that's the thing that's going on though.
That's what's confusing to me about it. Yeah. Like,
okay,
as much as you can also put like a blame on the player and be like, how could you like not like go through like and look at the sub before you sign a contract?
Yeah. Well, let's shift focus then from OCE onto a different issue that came up last year with League, because I'd like to know your guys' opinion on this as well, because we still have plenty of time to keep talking. Franchising. This is a big hot topic. Last year.
What it was.
It was last season. This is like the hot topic, where almost I think all but one NA owner, and that was Rick Fox, who was the other one, signed this letter to Riot, being like, "Hey, like give us all this stuff because like we're the team owners and we want this, this, and this, and we want the league to be franchised." And for people that don't know what franchising is, franchising means the 10 teams that are in the league will be the 10 teams that are in the league like permanently, and that the challenger scene would be completely different. It would more likely be kind of like the minor leagues, similar to like baseball and hockey, where all these like NBA, NFL, NHL teams have like their farm team, where they can have all these players and acquire them and then send them into the Challenger League to train them up, so that one day if like you need new players, you can pluck them from your team.
So the AA teams in baseball.
Yeah. So do you think, because this was just a topic in NA, the EU, no, it's not going to happen in EU, because the way EU works, especially for like football and stuff there,
EU economics are a lot different.
It's different, and like EU football, like soccer, they do it like League does it now. They have 2 different leagues where like teams will swap in and out depending on how well they do.
It's the Premier League and
whatever the other one was. Yeah. So it's very similar to the way that League is run right now. So what do you think? Do you think the NA teams should franchise? It would mean a lot more money for the team owners and the teams themselves, but it would also hinder. I would argue that it would hinder the growth of the league itself. I know we talked about this last year on our old podcast. I think we brought it up at one point. But do you what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the franchising thing?
Because Overwatch is doing that actually with the Overwatch League. They're having it be based around a region rather than everything being independent.
Okay.
Let's put like because they're having it for like each city. It's gonna be for like because I know there's 2 near me. There's New York and there's Boston. Then there's like LA and all this other stuff.
Okay.
So I'm actually really interested to see how it works for them.
So they are franchising whatever teams are there stay.
I believe so.
Okay.
I don't know too much about it, but I know that that's how they're doing it. I heard it's like a baseball system.
Yeah.
So I think that it is like that.
I think franchising would be good for the challenger scene, because then you have all these players that are now fighting not for their team to get in, but for their individual play to increase, to prove themselves that they are worth like being in the LCS.
Especially because it seems like people just cherry pick players from the challenger scene.
Yeah, or you have stuff that like C9 did last year, where they just put 4 people from C9 and then boost them, and then make a whole nother team, and Jack gets a free $1 million for selling that team. So like,
that's about right.
Yeah,
I think
good old FlyQuest.
Good old FlyQuest. C9 white. Too bad they've been looking not so hot.
Kind of booty. Yeah.
Kind of booty.
I think it's a good idea. Mostly because franchising in something like this has a proven track record of working. Considering that 3 of the biggest revenue earners in the entertainment industry in the US are the MLB, the NBA, and the NFL.
Yeah.
And all of those teams are like, yeah, we're especially the NFL, because all of the owners are like
buying league teams.
Well, I mean, like they're a lot of NFL owners are, well, they have it set up so that a lot of the decisions that are made per the teams like go through all 32 NFL owners, where they all vote. And I want to talk about it a little bit. The team in Oakland, the Raiders.
Yeah.
They today they announced, it was either today or sometime last night, they announced that that they're going to be moving from Oakland to Las Vegas.
Okay. I know there's because that plays in part. There's an NHL team that's starting in Vegas soon too. They have to build like a stadium and everything.
But like the decision to whether or not they could actually make the move, like because Las Vegas offered, like, since the city of Oakland was like, yeah, no, we're not going to build you a new stadium, you're just going to have to play in the baseball stadium still, like you're going to have to stay there.
Yeah,
like the city of Oakland was like super staunch about like not building a new stadium for
that's
the
like the Argos having to play in the Rogers Center for years.
And so Las Vegas was like, here, have $750 million to build a stadium in Las Vegas. Like,
hello,
have fun with that. And then so they were like, all right, we have to go through the NFL owners to see like if this is going to be okay. And so 31 out of the 32 owners of teams in the NFL were like, yeah, go ahead, that's cool.
Nice.
That's totally.
I mean, it's like, it also, how would it affect them in any way?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's honestly probably just more money.
The one owner that voted against was like, yeah, it's bad for fans because you're just taking like an easy way out. But like, other than that, like decisions, like since a lot of the at least the NA owners, since a lot of them are like really close, especially Reggie, Hotshot, and Jack.
Yeah.
Like, since those 3 teams are like,
they're the big 3.
They're the big 3 of
basically
North American League of Legends.
And then you throw TL in there as like curse, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if they have a set league of like 10 teams, all the owners of those teams are going to be like
in cahoots.
They can communicate with each other and be like, all right, yeah, let's do this and this and this, you know, so that, you know, the league stays healthy. Because I mean, like, as interested as they are in like being the best team in North America or even in the world, like,
well, here's
money.
If the league isn't healthy, like, they're not gonna gain anything out of it.
I think I look at it from this perspective as well, though. I'm gonna use Toronto Maple Leafs. It's a prime example here, because we've been hot garbage for several years now. Till this year, we got all these rookies. They're doing it.
Hockey.
So here's the thing, though. Like, the Leafs have been garbage for years, and the way that the NFL or the NHL lottery works is the bottom like 3 teams put their name in a lottery to get first pick of the draft.
That's how the NBA does it.
Yeah, and the lower you are, the higher percentage you have in getting drawn from this draft. I think if you finish last, you have like a 66% chance or something of drawing, and then the other teams only have like 20 or something. Regardless, but they don't get kicked out, regardless of how bad they are.
Yeah.
So you have teams like Envy, and you have teams like Echo Fox, and we'll talk like last year's Phoenix 1. Like those were the bottom 3 teams. And because of that, they had to play through relegation series, they play through promotions. If teams were franchised, regardless of how bad they are, they're going to stay in the league. What's the incentive for finishing last, though? There's no draft. There's no lottery. What would be the incentive? What would be the incentive in finishing last? What would you get out of finishing last? What would be your kickstart? Like what could the league do? Would they host a draft? Would they host like whoever the top challenger player is? Like there you go. If you finish last, you can draft him.
Hard.
I want to.
Double Lift has like the top 3 accounts. You get a draft Double Lift. Like.
Well, I want to say.
Because the other thing with that is you have to worry about like the people who are in Challenger, like who don't want to be drafted, like Tarzan.
Yeah.
Well, then there's background checks and stuff like that. So.
I want to say, they do it like kind of like professional sports, where they go through the college system and be like, all right, we want to draft this player from this college to come play for professionally, because you all has gotten like a lot bigger in the last couple of years.
Yeah, the university teams.
Yeah, it's very hard.
To where they're like, they actually have a ranking system. It's not just like 10 teams across the country from like a really lesser known schools, where it's like major universities.
Yeah, you've got like your Ivy League teams and stuff.
You've got like Division 1 like sports schools like Ohio State and Georgia Tech and like the University of Georgia and like all these like really big schools in the US scholarshiping people to come play League of Legends at their school.
Yeah.
This is like crazy.
So I feel like
we're the future. Esports is the future, baby.
They could institute some kind of a draft for for like.
Then
that if teams have a farm team, they could be like, all right, let's bring in one of these college players.
Then would you use the challenger teams as a farm team, or would you use the UDL teams as a farm team? Which one would the teams have to use?
The challenger teams.
Okay, so then the challenger team that is associated with the LCS team. So let's say we have like TSM Black and whatever they had a while ago. They would be affiliated with the college teams, or they would draft from the college.
So
the challenger teams. Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay, so
all right. So I'll use baseball for it since I mean the NBA has
I mean just pretend CLG's last. Pretend CLG's last. They have CLG white. CLG's last end of the split. They have 2 wins. It's bad seats and Hot Shot's crying. He's in the crowd. You see him.
But I'll use
the tears slowly roll down.
I'll use baseball as the example because
only
it's
Pichu's
probably
there holding his arm.
It's probably the easiest thing to use as an example out of the big 3.
Okay.
So they have minor league teams.
Yes.
Right.
They have their farm team.
The team out of the I think it's 32 baseball teams. It might be more than that.
Doesn't matter.
The team that has the worst record picks first in the draft.
Yes.
And then it goes by record from 1 to whatever. So normally it depends on the skill level of the player that they draft.
Okay.
And they might pull them out of high school. They might because some baseball players come straight out of high school. Some go through college first. You pull that player from their previous environment, which is their school environment, and you bring them in professionally. You either, if need be, you can bring them immediately onto your team, being like, all right, we need you to make an impact like immediately.
Or you give them to the farm team.
Or you give them to the farm team to be like, all right, your skills are a little unrefined.
I see what you're saying.
We don't quite need you now, but we can put you here.
And you can train up in the challenger scene. Okay.
You can train up, you can still make money, because you're affiliated with us
Yeah.
through our farm team, and if we need you, we'll bring you up.
Or they could do it. They could do it the way that I know, like TL tried to do this last split, where they had a 10 roster team, and then they could have all these players.
And
that
they had subs.
Yeah,
subs
they
for,
could
They're in the SKT route.
they could draft these college players and put them on as subs, and like if they think, say like TSM's going up against Echo Fox, they could be like, okay, let's give Bjergsen the week off, let's bring this kid in, see how he does. And just give him some experience in the league, stuff like that. Like that's what they do in like baseball. That's what they do in hockey. So,
that like entire format just seems so weird for League of Legends, though.
Yeah,
like
it
even
does.
when SKT was doing it with EasyHoon and SKT and like Faker, it's like.
But I think
I don't want to like be tuning in as a viewer and being like, oh yeah, I'm so hyped to see Faker play.
But then the whole thing is like Faker and EasyHoon. It's a horrible comparison between the two because Faker is actually like the god of League of Legends. Let's use like Double Lift and Sneaky.
Turtle.
No, Double Lift and Sneaky. Let's pretend they're on the same team, right?
Go on.
Yeah.
Double Lift.
Well, I'll only say Double Lift and Turtle because Double Lift's thinking about trying out for TSM.
I'm just using this from different playstyle standpoints. So Double Lift is like super aggressive. He likes to play forward. He likes to try and get every CS, like, stuff like that. And he gets killed for it a lot. So if you know what the other team's playstyle is like, and you don't want someone who's ultra aggressive, you put Sneaky in because he's a little more tame.
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of like that. Like you're trying to.
It's kind of like with baseball. Whenever you're like, all right, this guy's coming up in their batting rotation that's a left-handed batter, so we need a right-handed pitcher, but we've got one. Let's go ahead and go to our bullpen and pull in.
The only issue now is the meta. And you might have two mid laners that have two different playstyles. You might have a mid laner who plays only assassins. You might have a mid laner who only plays like mages.
But they practice so much during the week, prep throughout the.
But I mean, like then if the meta
like
for the entire season is just assassins, your mage player is not going to get any time. So.
That's like the main issue that I can see with it. It's like, because then you're gonna have all these players that are just gonna be here, and then it's gonna be like,
I think.
Well, it's time to wait 3 more months until a new meta comes out with a new patch.
I think there's a lot of ups, and I think there's a lot of downs for franchising. I think it'd be really interesting to see if they like do a year or two of it and see how it works, and then if for whatever reason the owners are like, man, this sucks, this isn't working, then Riot can be like, hey, let's just head back to the way we were doing it before then. Like, I think it's a risk that would be interesting to see if they took.
I feel like it's pretty low risk too.
Yeah.
Just because they could be like, all right, let's try this for.
Who watches the Challenger scene? Do either of you watch any of the Challenger matches?
I don't watch Pro League anymore.
So
it's just so boring.
Here's the thing. There's a really interesting Challenger team. I think they're called GC Gold Coin United or something. They've got Mad Life on their team. Mad Life's in NA. Did you guys know that?
Oh shit, dude!
Yeah,
I did know that.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, Mad Life is a North American support player now. He's not.
You're talking about Matt Life for a second.
No, Mad Life, the Korean, like the god.
The Korean Thresh god.
So weird.
He's an NA support now, and his mid laner is Phoenix, and like it's such an. I think they play.
I feel so terrible for Korean players that come here and play with like trash NA players.
Looking at you, Piglet.
They're doing it for the paycheck though. They get paid so much. It's the only reason Impact's with C9.
But Impact plays like a god, so this the difference is he actually has kept he's kept his skill level. You look at all these other Koreans that come in.
If he kept up his skill level, then he could be playing in Korea.
He could be playing in Korea.
No, he's playing.
He's making fat checks. He's making the fat checks.
I feel like
that's like the entire reason.
Rumor is he's gonna leave.
The one Korean player that's like really had an impact on NA is Rainover.
I think Piglet hasn't done anything since he's come here.
No,
I think with 80 carry, it's kind of hard to do. Well, I mean, like
in that season, it was kind of bad.
With Rainover's skill set and the fact that he's a jungler, like he has so much impact on what goes on in the games.
And he's been popping off. Like
he's also been playing in like the most impactful jungle meta that there's been in a bit.
Yeah. So
actually, no, jungle's been impactful for like the past 4 seasons.
Here's the lineup for Gold Coin United. Coach Loco Doco, by the way, just so we all know that.
Oh god, he's back. The lisp is back, boys.
Top lane is Solo, who I think played for Tip or someone.
He was a C9 sub.
Team Liquid Academy. As well as Ember and C9 Tempest were the teams he played on. Santorin is their jungler. Phoenix is their mid laner. Rikara, who played for, I don't know, some challenger team in Korea, is their AD carry, and Mad Life is their support. I believe they play.
I thought Santorin went back to EU.
Nope. Well, he went and he came back because he was on Origin, I think.
Gay boy.
Yeah. Because he was on NRG.
Yeah. So Goldcoin United bought NRG's challenger spot is the whole thing. So, but I think they play Envy in the promotion tournament next week. It's either that or they play Team Liquid, but I'm pretty sure they play Envy, yeah. So like you have, I think franchising would make the challenger scene more interesting, from like a spectator standpoint, because then I'm more inclined to watch it. Kind of like how you and I went to the Marlies game when you came here. Like,
yeah,
you're watching all these players who were probably one day going to be on like their NHL or the NFL's team, like whatever. And it's interesting.
But they're not right now.
Yeah, they're not right now. It's interesting to see them in their formative years. So, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see if they do go ahead with it. I think it's more likely been tabled, that conversation. I don't know if they're gonna look back to go onto it.
Oh, dude! Imagine if this ever goes through. Imagine if it would have happened. I think it was season 3 that Turtle replaced Chaos on.
Oh yeah, on TSM. Yeah.
Imagine if when that happened, TSM had a farm team in like a challenger scene.
And you just put Chaos on that team.
And they're like, all right, you're playing like shit. Let's bump you down to the. Well, I mean, that whole situation was toxic to begin with. But like, imagine if they had been like, all right, Chaos, since you're playing like shit and you're being a little asshole.
A little bitch, yeah.
I was gonna say, was that the reason why he got kicked?
No, he skipped like practice and he like went to parties and stuff, and he'd come to practice drunk and shit like that. So
like a fucking jerk.
Yeah. Good riddance.
But like, what if they had bumped him down to the farm team and been like, all right, so we're promoting Turtle.
Yeah. Well, Turtle was on Cloud9.
Turtle was on C9T. Yeah. He was I remember there was even like videos of Turtle being in their like challenger, or no, not in their challenger.
Turtle's first game on the LCS stage on TSM. He got a pentakill. That is a way to impress. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that kind of exhausts our franchising speak. I'd be interested, Tyler, if you'd be interested. I don't know if Ethan still watches the Pro League, but this would give us incentive to, because I still watch it. I watch the important games.
I watch the TSM games.
Yeah, I watch CSM. I've been watching Liquid's games because Double F's on that team for now. I'd be interested when Summer Split comes back up. If you guys would be interested in talking about like the games.
Sure.
As like a point of the podcast, almost like a segment. I don't really like adding segments onto this, but I think it'd be interesting if you guys are willing to waste your weekends and watch some of the NA games. We could talk about the games and make like a tier list, whatever. I know you're looking like you don't really want to there, Gordon. That's fine.
I'll read the Reddit posts, but that's about it. It's mostly just like, I don't know.
I think Tyler and I could get some good discussion out of it. Is the only reason I bring it up.
Matches, just because that's like super important.
Yeah, I got you. So we'll talk about it. We'll put that on the back burner for now.
Because if I can watch profile or highlight videos, it'll be fine. So
in all of the post game threads, there's always that like 25-minute like recap video of all 3 games. Those are good. So, I think we could generate some good discussion about that, because I know all of us like I don't play it that often anymore. I won't say all of us, most of us, because Gordon plays Overwatch.
I've not played that game in a while.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about playing a game today.
But
because I want to hit diamond again, but it's just
we all
like,
still like League. It's just we haven't gotten really around to paying attention to it. So
And it's because the reason why I don't like League is that it's like in Overwatch, if I want to play a ranked game and like I lose and everything's going bad, the game will only take like 5 or 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
If I do that in
League,
it'll
it could
take,
last up to like an hour.
40 more minutes, and I'm like not in the mood for that to just like sit around and hate my life.
Okay, well we'll talk about it off air and just run it past Ethan to see if he's interested in that. Well, Summer Split doesn't start for like another 2 months anyway, because we have playoffs and stuff. We got playoffs and stuff to go through anyway, so plenty of time to hash that out. Cool.
Yeah.
Who's my main? If you're talking about League, you're gonna be disappointed with my answer, Pineapple God, because it is Teemo. Tyler's a Vel'Koz and Kozik's guy.
And Vlad.
And Vlad. Tyler is the original Vlad. Reaper is mine and Mercy. Oh, if we're talking about Overwatch, I play Mercy.
If we're talking about Overwatch,
Dirty
Lucio, Zenyatta, and D.Va.
I play supports. I'm a support player. What do you play? What's your main? You're the DPS, aren't you?
Me, on my team, yeah. I mostly play.
Yes.
If you look at my solo queue record, I like only play Zarya just because she's so strong.
Broken. I'm no good.
I played mostly her. On my team, I play like almost exclusively Hitscan and Genji.
Hitscan?
So,
excuse me? Who's that?
McCree and Soldier.
Oh, okay.
So like no projectiles, and then Genji because nobody else can play Genji on my team.
Yeah, you know what? I watched a couple of your games when you're playing Genji, and you've impressed me. I have to say, because that character is hard, dude. I don't care what other people say. That character ain't easy.
Usually a fun hero.
Or in bad, probably both. But
Gordon's like, yeah, you're fucking trash.
Yeah,
I'm smug. I'm
smug Gordon. This is the smug Gordon emote. Thank you for the question, though, Pineapple God. I guess that kind of brings us to the end, then. Not much more to talk about. I'll see if I can get out to watch Ghost in the Shell on the weekend.
I'll see if I can, too.
See if Joe wants to go out on Sunday and watch it. See if we can point of reference for podcast next Monday. I no longer work Mondays, so... And by no longer, I mean I no longer have my 2 shifts of Mondays, so I will be fine for the podcast for this coming schedule. Nothing else I need to talk about, I think. So if you're interested in following me anywhere, my Twitter is @TruthAndArmed. It's right here. You can find it there. Basically everywhere you can find me at TruthAndArmed. Otherwise, I don't know, hit me up on Twitter if you're looking for something specific that's not Truth Unarmed.
If you're looking for a good time.
Yeah, if you're looking for a sug, I'm your guy. Riley says Falco is his main. Tyler, we're gonna find you.
@Topiner on Twitter.
Okay, cool.
Hey, my name says that it's Ethan's Twitter.
Oh shit!
That is not my name.
Yeah, that's not your name. It's
my name is Gordon. That's not my name.
That is not my Twitter.
@Grodin42.
That is my Twitter.
That's where you can find him.
Find me there and on Twitch, twitch.tv/Gordon.
Yeah, go follow Gordon on Twitch because he streams Overwatch and it's really entertaining to go in and just spam his chat. Until I get timed out by Nightbot. But I'm a mod now, so I don't think I should be getting timed out by it.
Mod me.
I don't know, actually. Does that happen?
I think modding people exempts them from the Nightbot. We'll see. We'll test it. We'll test it next time we're streaming.
Oh boy.
Cool.
Sometime.
Any final things you guys want to say before we leave, or?
I think that's about it.
I want you to make the smug Gordon emote.
I'll go back and rewatch.
No. I've got the.
Oh, do you? Okay.
He's got the screen cap.
We got it.
I sent it to you.
And go down. We're in it. Okay. Cool. We'll be back here next Monday.
As soon as you said it, I was like, "Yeah, so here we go, boys."
We'll be back here.
Not using push.
Next Monday.
Shut up.
9:30 EST as always. Until then, have a safe week, everybody. Don't do drugs, stay in school, eat your greens, you know, the whole...
Yeah, eat your greens.
Wear a condom, I don't know. If you're not... But unless you're trying to have kids, then don't.
Yeah, don't wear a condom, that's not how that works.
Yeah. Alright, see ya.
or red
Really?
one and poke a hole in it.